Hi everyone, it's Miss Butcher.
Hi nursery, it's Miss Compton. I'm really excited for our cafe today.
Hello reception and nursery, it's Miss Smart.
Hi everyone, it's Miss Wright here.
Hello reception, hello nursery, hello everybody at home. I'm just out for my walk in the woods at the moment. So I'm hoping you're going to enjoy your cafe today. I can hear lots of birds singing, I can see flowers and lots of green leaves. Yeah, so enjoy the story later and activities, and I look forward to seeing them on Tapestry when we get round today. Have a great day. Hi everyone, it's me again. I don't want to worry you, but I think somebody's been in my house. I've just come back from my walk and I was just thinking about, what I was going to have on my crumpets when I got in. And I found something strange near the door. Do you want to have a look? Can you stay with me? Hang on a minute. So I've just come inside and I've just seen on the floor, I think there's a saw down there and some wood and a big jacket. So I'm not really sure who this might belong to. And I know it's not Mr. Spickers because he's at work and I'm not expecting anybody else, obviously. So if you wouldn't mind just staying with me, I'm just going to see if there's anything else floating around in the house that might give us some more clues. Right, I think I found something else. Look. A red cloak, I think. There's something underneath. Hang on. It's a very nice cloak. I don't know who that belongs to. Right. What have we got? Oh, we've got some sort of basket down here. Some fruit in it and some honey. Oh, and some bread rolls. That could be a clue. Still not sure. I think I'm going to go and have a little look upstairs. Come with me. Right. I've just come upstairs and I did make my bed before I went out, but now it seems that somebody has been sleeping in my bed. And I don't think it was Goldilocks. I've got a night dress here. Quite a thick one. Oh, what's that? Got somebody's hair here. Maybe somebody older. Oh, somebody's glasses in disarray. They're not mine. Oh, and there's been a bit of a kerfuffle, I think. There's an upturned cup here. I'll just pick that up. I don't know if you can help me. I'm really not sure what's happened. We've got the saw and the wood. We've got the red cloak and the basket. And we've got what look like some things belonging to an elderly lady. I feel a bit like I'm on Through the Keyhole. But yeah, if you think you can work it out, which person's been in my house, that would be really helpful. Hope you work it out and enjoy the rest of your cafe. I'm going to go and see if I can find anything else now. I'm a bit worried. Bye everyone.
Hi everyone. I think I know a story about a little girl with a red cloak. Shall we listen? Once upon a time there was a little girl who lived in a cottage near the woods. Whenever she went out, the little girl wore her red cloak, so everyone in the village called her Little Red Riding Hood. One morning, Little Red Riding Hood asked her mummy if she can go and visit her grandmother. It had been a while since they had seen each other. "What a good idea," said Mummy. So together they packed a basket full of treats for Little Red Riding Hood to take. When the basket was ready, the little girl put on her red cloak and she said goodbye to her mummy. "Remember, go straight to Grandma's house," said her mummy. The woods can be very dangerous. Don't worry, Mummy, said Little Red Riding Hood. I'll be careful. In the woods, Little Red Riding Hood noticed some lovely flowers. She stopped to smell them, and she watched the butterflies flying around. She listened to the birds singing, and then she picked some flowers to give to her grandma. Little Red Riding Hood was enjoying the warm, sunny day, so much so she didn't notice a dark shadow behind her. Suddenly, a big wolf appeared. "What are you doing here, little girl?" said the wolf. He was trying to be as friendly as he could. "I'm on my way to see my grandma, who lives through the woods," said Little Red Riding Hood. Then she thought about how late she was and quickly ran all the way to Grandma's house. In the meantime, the wolf took a shortcut. He arrived at Grandma's house and knocked on the door, a little out of breath. Grandma thought it was Little Red Riding Hood, so she said, "Oh, thank goodness, dear, come in, come in." The wolf let himself into Grandma's house, and before she could say another word, the wolf gobbled her up. The wolf looked in Grandma's wardrobe to find a nightie he liked, and he put on a hat and even some perfume behind his pointy ears. 2 minutes later, Little Red Riding Hood knocked at the door. The wolf jumped into bed and pulled the covers over his nose. "Who is it?" he said in a rather strange voice.
"It's me, Little Red Riding Hood." "Oh, how lovely! Do come in, my dear," croaked the wolf. When Little Red Riding Hood entered the little cottage, she could scarcely recognise her grandmother. "Grandmother, your voice sounds so odd. Is something the matter?" she asked. "Oh, I just have a touch of a cold," squeaked the wolf, adding a cough at the end to prove the point. "But, Grandmother, what big ears you have," said Little Red Riding Hood as she edged closer to the bed. "The better to hear you with, my dear," replied the wolf. "But, Grandmother, what big eyes you have," said Little Red Riding Hood. "The better to see you with, my dear," replied the wolf. "But, Grandmother, what big teeth you have," said Little Red Riding Hood, her voice quivering slightly. "The better to eat you with, my dear," roared the wolf as he leapt out of the bed and began to chase the little girl. Almost too late, Little Red Riding Hood realised that the person in the bed was not her grandmother, but the hungry wolf. She ran across the room and through the door, shouting, "Help! Wolf!" as loudly as she could. A woodcutter who was chopping logs nearby heard her cry and ran towards the cottage as fast as he could. He grabbed the wolf and made him spit out the poor grandmother, who was a bit frazzled by the whole experience, as you can imagine, but still in one piece. "Oh, grandmother, I was so scared," sobbed Little Red Riding Hood. "I'll never speak to strangers or dawdle in the forest again." There, child, you've learned an important lesson. Thank goodness you shouted loud enough for this kind woodcutter to hear you. The woodcutter looked angrily towards the wolf and shouted at him to leave at once and never return. The wolf was so startled by the events that had occurred that he scurried hurriedly out of the cottage door. Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother had a nice lunch and a long chat, enjoying some of the treats from Little Red Riding Hood's basket. And the wolf was never heard or seen again. The end.
Hi everyone, it's Miss Wright. I hope you all enjoyed the Little Red Riding Hood story, and now I'm going to show you how to make your own Red Riding Hood basket. So what you're going to need is a paper plate, or if you don't have a paper plate, you can just cut out a circle from some cardboard or paper. You're going to need some scissors, you're going to need some sellotape, and you're going to need some decorating materials. So Miss Wright doesn't have many materials in her house, so I've just got some stickers to decorate with at the end, but you could use some sequins, or you could use some stickers, or you could use some colouring pens and pencils, whatever you would like to use. So first, what we're going to do is we need to make sure that we know where to cut. So what I've done to make it a little bit easier is that I've drawn round a square flower pot in the middle of my circle, and that will help me know where to stop cutting my lines, okay? And now with my scissors, I'm going to make 4 lines in each corner of the square. So I'm going to stop cutting when I hit the square. Okay, so I now have 4 slits in my circle, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fold where the slits end. So I'll do that now, and they should all meet in the middle. Okay, so all of my corners are folded in now, and now what I need to do is I need to fix this with some sellotape. So I'm going to join the edges together like this. I'm going to take some sellotape and I'm going to stick it down. And I'm going to do that all the way around my basket until it's all fixed together. Got one more to stick down. And there we have our basket shape. So it's looking a little bit like a basket, but I just need to add a handle. So what I've got is I've got a rectangle that I cut out from the remaining cardboard, but if you are using paper plates you could just use another paper plate to cut out a rectangle and make sure it's nice and long so that when we fold it there'll still be space for someone to hold at the top. So I'm going to take my rectangle now and I'm going to put it on the inside of either side of my basket, and I need to stick it down with my sticky tape. And there we go. That is how you make a basket using cardboard or paper plates. And now is the fun bit. I'm going to decorate my basket. So I've got my stickers here and I'm going to use my stickers to decorate. So I think I'm going to go for a nice flowery sticker. And I might put my stickers around the handle. Now, like I said, don't worry if you don't have any stickers. You could use colouring pencils. You could get really messy and paint your basket. You could use some tissue paper and some glue. Or you could even have a go at sticking on some sequins. So I've got my basket with a nice spotty handle. Now see if you can make your own basket at home. You might even like to use your basket to put some little treats inside, or a little note for a family member, or you could even put your bread rolls inside when they're out of the oven. Have lots of fun and see you soon. Bye bye.
Did you see that in Mrs. Spicker's house when she had her mysterious visitor that there was some bread rolls? Well, I'm going to show you a recipe for how to make some bread rolls. The recipe is in your learning pack, but you can follow along with me, and I've got all the ingredients and things ready. So I need some flour, so I've got my jar of flour here. I need some baking powder, which I've got some of. I need some salt, so I've got another jar of salt here. I need some milk, which I've got, and also some mayonnaise. So you don't need very many ingredients. If you haven't got baking powder, that doesn't matter. You can probably try to use a self-raising flour, or you can just leave it out and see what happens. So what I have to do is I have to measure and mix all of the ingredients in one go, and then we'll see how it goes. So first of all, I need to add 1 cup of flour. So I have got special measuring cups which have got the right amounts on. So I need 1 cup of flour. Just going to measure it in here. Okay, 1 cup of flour, in it goes. And then I need 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So this cup measures teaspoons and tablespoons. So I'm going to measure 1 teaspoon. There we go. 1 teaspoon baking powder. In it goes. Next, I need 1 teaspoon of salt. So here is my salt, and I need 1 teaspoon. There it is, and in it goes. Then I need to have half a cup of milk. So you could either use the full cup measure here and just fill it halfway, because we've done that in reception, we know how to do that. Or you can get a cup which says half a cup. So I've got one which says half a cup. So I'm going to pour in some milk for half a cup. There it goes. And finally, I need to squirt in 2 tablespoons of mayo. There's 1. And there is 2. So now I need to mix it all together. Okay, so now I'm going to mix it all together, and then I'll be able to put it in my baking tray, which I've got ready.
see that it's starting to mix together. Make sure you scrape down all of that flour so that it all turns into a wet mix. It's getting quite stiff, so I think that means it's nearly all mixed in. I just have to scrape all of the sides to make sure that I'm mixing all of the ingredients together. And then this will make maybe 5 or 6 little bread rolls. So what I'm going to do now is I've got my tin, and what I've done is I've just put a little bit of oil in to make sure that when my bread mixture goes in that they don't get all stuck to the sides. So I'm going to put maybe about 5 or 6 dollops of my dough into my tin, and then it'll be time for them to get cooked. Let's go. Okay, so my rolls have just been in the oven. I had to use my oven gloves to take them out because the tray became really hot. They cooked for a little bit longer than 15 minutes, and they're all funny shapes and sizes, but I know that they're ready because you can see that they are kind of a golden brown colour, and they smell amazing. They smell like they are going to be so tasty, with a little bit of butter inside and some jam. So I'd love you to have a go at making some of these bread rolls. What you might like to do is you might have a friend or a family member that you can video call, and you could make them together to pretend that you are together. I like to do that with my sister. We do cooking together over the phone, and it's a really nice thing to do when we can't see each other all of the time at the moment. So see if you want to have a go, if you've got the ingredients to make some of Little Red Riding Hood's bread rolls.
We're really looking forward to seeing all of your learnings, so don't forget to share a picture on Tapestry for us to see. Remember everyone, stay safe. Bye for now.